Today, as our graduation speaker, we have Mohamed Mubarak. Mohamed Mubarak is a Mohamed Mubarak is finishing now level 6, and he will be going to university in just a couple weeks. Mohamed is one of those students that, at least to me, didn't talk very much, but everyone that talks about Mohamed talks about the depth of his thinking, his ability to share with everyone, his ability to look and listen to other people's points of view and consider them, and his excellence in studying. That is what his teachers have said, and many other people that I have talked to. And so that is why he's going to give our graduation speech today to represent the graduating class of summer 2017. Thank you, Mohamed. Mohamed is from Mauritania.
Thank you, Adriana, for those great words. Hello, everyone. When I was informed that I would be awarded the graduation speech this term, I was scared. It was the first time that I felt reluctant to attend the commencement ceremony. Yeah. On my first day at Silk, having finished my enrollment process, I wanted to go home for some sleep, but I didn't know how. Yeah, strangely, everyone was telling me like it was easy, and that I needed only to take the red bus, which I would perceive later as a white bus with red lines. That made it different to me at that time. On that day, Dr. Linier and Mr. Nate, they helped me with some sketches and scribbles of the way back to Georgetown. In fact, I couldn't understand any of what they were saying. Yeah. I was just pretending because I had lost the sense of directions. Because I was jet lagged and I didn't know where to go. And that's a problem that I haven't figured out since then. After a couple of weeks at Spring International Language Center, I realized that the pace of courses was not only intensive, but also painful. Excruciatingly painful. As Hamad always say, it should have been called Spring International Language Testing Center. Yeah. Due to the relentless testing that students undergo. Yeah. It was ironic and paradoxical that when we were given a lecture on sleep deprivation in level 4, yeah, it was ironic and paradoxical that when we were given a lecture on sleep deprivation in level 4, I noticed that all my class, including myself, were sleep deprived. Yeah. We were sleep deprived as a side effect of keeping up with such an overwhelming system. In fact, I wouldn't have overcome those ordeals without the good job of the great professors. Without the good job of the great professors who enlightened me and my classmates and helped us get all the needs to become successful. Today, I am glad to have the opportunity to thank those instructors who contributed in making me a good English reader, a good English writer, and a good English listener and speaker. I would like to thank those professors and administrators who thought of me and decided that I would be the graduation speaker today. I would like to thank Mr. Vlad. I wish he were here. I would like to tell him that he was the first one who enlightened and guided me into the world of English writing. With him, I realized that I had been nothing, just like a noisy, empty wagon in the back of the train of knowledge. With him, I learned how to use undeniable for the first time, as well as many expressions and transitions that have undeniably shaped my writing style. Dear Wendy, you're such your being such a strict instructor in level 4. Taught me how to be a diligent student, not only in terms of speaking and listening, but also in all my classes. With you, I knew my R and D pronunciation problems. With you, I knew all my R and D pronunciation problems, on which I will be working constantly. Thank you infinitely. I wish dear Rosalie were here. I would like to tell her that every time I had a writing test for Grammar 500, I would turn it into a confession session. Yeah. She's the one with whom I shared some of my deep and complex first-hand experiences. Thanks to her simplicity and lovely way of teaching. Dear Kim, thank you for the substantial, number of interesting, insightful, and diverse topics and lectures of Level 600. Thank you for letting my classmates and me listen to, discuss, and become familiar with contemporary issues of the US. Thank you for the magnificent task of lecture observation, which allowed me experience an American university for real for the first time. That was absolutely amazing. Mr. Don, the legend of Silk. What is it? I would like to thank you more than words can say for giving me the opportunity to accompany you on the most famous long road trip, allowing me to visit 13 US states. Thank you for your insightful teaching method that helped me infer, find main ideas, and improve my critical thinking, especially with that infamous snake test. Yeah. Thank you again for having been the first step from which I would start my research journey. Your being such an encyclopedic instructor with an amazing way of discourse was the most interesting to me. Dear fellow students, I would like to thank you individually for being a part of this unforgettable journey. Dear fellow Fulbrighters, you have been my family here and at Georgetown, our home. During 7 months at Silk, we got to know each other. We learned from each other. We prepared TOEFL and GRE together. We took those tests many times together, and we successfully passed them together. Not only did we share the same problems and complaints, but also we shared the same food, the same sense of success, and a lot of joy and happiness. That is what it takes to become an international student, at least in my opinion. Exchanging cultures, making concessions, and being open to the unknown are things that I hadn't known before coming to Silk. Today, I am deeply thankful to you, dear brothers and sisters, professors and administrators. Thanks to Spring International Language Center. Thank you all.